So it's Wednesday, the 2nd of September, it's 6:45 in the morning in the Custom Bike Fit studio, in the CompuTrainer studio, and got a very select group of athletes in here this morning. Richard Thompson, who was the world champion, Ironman world champion in the 18 to 24 age group in 2008. Richard hasn't raced for 4 years and is making his comeback in about 10 days time at the Sunshine Coast Half Ironman. Next along here is Damien Collins. Damien's, I guess, best described as one of the best up and coming age group Ironman athletes in Australia. He's raced 4 Ironmans, his first a couple of years ago in Port Macquarie where he got 3rd. And then he went on to New Zealand, won his age group there, off to Kona, got 5th at the World Championships in the 18 to 24 age group. And then earlier this year he won his age group at Melbourne by quite a distance. And then finally here we have Rebecca Preston. And in 2006 Rebecca won Ironman Austria and Ironman Switzerland, the double, the only woman to win 2 Ironmans in the space of 2 weeks. And then the following year she went on to place 5th at Kona in the professional ranks. So, as I said, a select group. They are all preparing for the Sunshine Coast Half, and today they're riding 10 by 10-minute efforts at 90% of their threshold with a 3.5 minute rest interval. Now, session's open to anyone. These are the only 3 that put their hand up. They asked me if I'd join them, but I've got some important work to do. I'm just rearranging my socks this morning. Very, very important that I get that done before the sunny coast. So unfortunately I couldn't be part of the session today. But as I said, they've just started, so they're all looking great. And I'm going to check back in with them. I'm actually going to head out for my run, and then we'll check back in with them in about 90 minutes time. We're back in the studio, and the guys are on. They're just about to start now. Here we can see it. The 7th effort. So currently 92% of threshold, and you can see here Richard set his threshold at 355 watts. Damien is a bit tired today. He's dropped his down to 340 from 360. Bex normally sits around 240, but she needs to be retested, and she's been gradually taking this up. She's at 255. Let's go and check in on the guys. So you can see Richard, there's Damo, and there's Beck. Richard and Beck are sitting around that 60 RPM, and Damo's probably 75, maybe even a little bit faster. But so some contrasting styles. The lower the cadence, they're still meeting the load, but the lower the cadence, the lower the heart rate. And I'm a big fan of low cadence for time trialling, particularly for these long course triathlons, because when you get off the bike, your heart rate's going to jack, and I think it's easier to lift the cadence when you get off the bike. So from going to, for example, a 75 cadence on the bike to a 90, 96 cadence on the run, and I think you just get into transition in a better state if your cadence has been a bit lower. But that's not for everyone, and there's no right or wrong way. It's just the way that suits your riding best. So yeah, working hard, but they're still looking pretty good. Had a chat to them earlier, just got back from my run, and yeah, they all seem to be going pretty well. Boys have finished their last effort and about to hit the road on a quick run. or an easy run for 20 minutes. End of the session.